Hi, my name is Cory Carson, and I'm the CEO and Chief Engineer of this beautiful facility and the Airborne Academy for the last 5 years. This room we're currently in is called the Icon Room, which is both a full-service professional recording studio and also the space which hosts the digital music school called the Airborne Academy, specializing in music production and the music business. As the CEO, I'm responsible for the day-to-day runnings of the company, as we have a very small but highly skilled team. I could be the one setting up for the artists, clients, or musicians, ensuring the room is right in terms of the setting for them to create. And also in the educational aspect, I'd be the one strategizing and communicating with the schools and corporate entities to conduct business. As you can see, we've equipped ourselves with the latest technology as our field is rapidly changing. I guess this is the most fun part about the job because you get to use technology that the region hasn't seen as yet, and you help create something from nothing, right? In audio, you're always working with people and ideas simultaneously and for very long hours, because inspiration comes at any time, and sometimes you kind of have to ride it out with time, and it'll come at like the 17th hour, and you have to be prepared. It's cool because you're trying to see someone's vision and help execute in the form of a song, which then affects people, all without actually making your presence be felt. Sometimes I feel like a magician. Songs are very personal to everyone who writes them and performs it, so it's high pressure from beginning to end. You have to be able to quickly understand, speak the language of the art, and sometimes the artist can't understand, and you got to push them to help them see their own picture sometimes. So communication is like the #1 skill. If one thing is wrong, they'll let you know, and sometimes very boldly too. I guess someone who's looking to jump into this role of the engineer would have to be very quick, especially with computers, understand new technology, very knowledgeable about the craft, a good communicator. Music knowledge is key, of course, and know when and when not to give an opinion. That's very important. Studio etiquette in a recording session with a very important artist, you have to know. For foreign languages, I know you guys are probably studying French and Spanish. I once got a session where dealing with reggaeton artists, and you know that genre is very big, the Latin market. So you can get someone who comes in and you would need to communicate with that person. So it's important to have a language. Music business, of course, just business on a whole. You need to know what's happening with the company. Are y'all doing well? What are the profits looking like? Is it functioning properly? So that's important to know. Physics, something that people don't think about a lot. Everything in this working behind me is electronics and physics. So you have to understand that. If you're playing music or you're affecting people's ears, you have to learn about the air, learn about frequencies, so that you're able to translate that in a good way, right? Accounting, need no explanation. All of this costs money, so you have to learn how to get that money, how to pay it back if you're taking some sort of a loan, and how to create and generate revenue. History is very important. I was never a big history fan until I started diving into this, understanding what these things were, how were they made, who were the people who made them, what inspired them. So it's important to understand the history of that technology and also the history of the instruments, so you know what they're supposed to sound like. You know when something is wrong and how to fix it. That's also important because you might have a great artist who just doesn't know how to tune an instrument. And if you're not able to pick that up quickly, you'll be in problems. And if you do, and then the artist doesn't know that, and they hear themselves a lot better, they might be like, I need you on every session because you're so knowledgeable. So history is most important too. I think the benefits overall in music and the field that I'm in, of course, would teach you a lot of discipline and most importantly, focus. These are life lessons. With whatever craft you're in, you have to learn these two things because you're going to go through some challenging times, and it's going to teach you how to manage failure, get through it, and be at the top of your craft if you can focus and stay disciplined. A lot of patience too. And studies have also shown that both sides of the brain gets activated when music is played. So you're kind of developing both sides at a faster rate. Some would call that becoming smarter than your peers, right? Yeah, and lastly, I guess you kind of get to be a creator. Not playing God, but you get to be a creator. You have something in your head and you're able to turn it into something that you can actually hear and change someone's life when they hear it. Like, that is like a major contribution to society. I think if y'all want to learn more, feel free to check us out on the website www.theairborneacademy.com. Shoot us an email, info@theairborneacademy. Check us out on our social media websites at the ABA SLU. We would love to hear anything that y'all would like to know about this or